What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Pablo, and welcome back to the channel. We're back today with a crazy story coming out of West Haven, Connecticut. Jevon Fletcher, 26 years of age, accused of stabbing to death his 19-year-old girlfriend, Hailey Miller, and his 2.5-year-old son. We're going to get into a few video clips that I have here today. I'm going to play that first one, then I'll be back with my commentary.
Haven, where police have now released the name of the man accused of stabbing two people to death over the weekend. It's a horrific story we've been covering for you.
And today, that man is expected in court. Seen here, 26-year-old Jevon Fletcher is accused of killing his 19-year-old girlfriend and his 2-year-old son. Police tell us he stabbed both victims before jumping out of a second-floor window. He's being held on a $3 million bond. GoFundMe pages for both victims have been set up, and you can find a link to those pages on WFSB.com or on the WFSB app. And
all right, you see a little short clip right there. Stabbed his girlfriend, 19 years of age, and the 2.5-year-old son before he jumped out of the window. You see the mug shot there with his face all battered and bruised up. What the hell was going on in that house? We got another clip that we got here. We want to get into that clip, and I'll be back with my commentary.
Now to a story we brought you over the weekend. West Haven detectives continue to investigate after a woman and a toddler were killed at an apartment complex on Saturday. NBC Connecticut Jennifer Cuevas joins us live in West Haven with the very latest from police. Jennifer?
Kevin, you can see here behind me, this apartment complex on Malloy remains blocked off with caution tape. Now, as of right now, police have not released the identities of the victims nor of the suspects, but we do know a woman, a man, and the man's toddler were involved. Now, a neighbor that we spoke to says she's still having a hard time processing this tragic event.
I'm just still, the little kid, like that. It's devastating what parents are doing to kids these days. It's just...
Constance Fleming lives in the apartment complex across from where a double homicide happened on Malloy Road on Saturday. She was appalled when she learned the tragic news.
I was in total disbelief, it was just shocking.
According to Sergeant Scott Allard with the West Haven Police Department, a call came in on Saturday before 9 p.m. of a shooting.
Approximately 8:50 in the evening, we got numerous phone calls from tenants in the apartment complex stating they heard a woman screaming, "Help, help, help me."
But he says once officers entered the apartment, they found two victims with multiple stab wounds, a woman and a 2-year-old. As for the suspect, Sergeant Allard says he was found injured at the complex entrance after jumping out of a second-floor window.
When our officers arrived, they saw the gentleman, the male, on the floor or on the sidewalk, and then they attended to him while other officers rushed into where it was last heard she was screaming from.
While the police department continues to investigate what led up to the crime, the public is reminded to report any suspicious behavior you hear or see, just like the 911 callers did in this case.
But if you definitely hear something like somebody screaming for help, definitely take it seriously and call the police.
Now, Sergeant Allard says that it is believed that the woman and the man were in a relationship at this time. Now, again, we are still waiting for the identifications of the victim and of the suspect, and whether or not the suspect is still in the hospital or in police custody. We will be sure to update you with that information. For now, live in West Haven, Jennifer Cuevas, NBC Connecticut News. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, we're back. And so in that clip, we heard from Miss Constance Fleming. She is one of the neighbors in the area. She was just in total disbelief about what hadn't happened. We also heard that the neighbors in the apartment complex are the ones that called the police. And when the police showed up, Mr. Fletcher was already on the ground on the sidewalk. I'm assuming that he was laying there due to injuries of the impact of him jumping from that 2-story window. Also, the officers went upstairs to the apartment, and that's when they found the 19-year-old Miss Hailey and the 2.5-year-old little boy. We have another clip that we're going to get into, and I'll be back right after that one.
Stabbing from the weekend in West Haven. A New Haven man is now charged with brutally killing his 19-year-old girlfriend and his toddler son. News 12 Connecticut's Marissa Alter was at the courthouse in Milford as he went before a judge.
Dozens of people connected to the victims packed the courtroom, many of them emotional. One woman clutched a Tigger stuffed animal and ran out of the courtroom sobbing before the hearing even began. You can only imagine their pain after the violent deaths of the suspect's girlfriend and young son.
The matter of Jevon Fletcher.
26-year-old Jevon Fletcher was arraigned by video at Milford Superior Court. The judge called the allegations against him as serious as you can get.
You were charged with 2 counts of murder, murder under special circumstances, 2 counts, and risk of injury to a minor.
West Haven police responded to an apartment on Malloy Road Saturday night just before 9 after calls from neighbors reporting a woman screaming for help. They found 19-year-old Hailey Miller and a 2.5-year-old boy stabbed to death. Police identified Miller as Fletcher's girlfriend and the toddler as Fletcher's son. Miller had a young son of her own who wasn't there that night. Family started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for the toddler's future as well as his mother's funeral. They describe Miller as a hardworking mom, always looking to further her education and career and give her son the best life possible. They wrote Hailey's bright spirit, kindness, and unwavering love for her child touched everyone who knew her.
You are to have no contact, Mr. Fletcher, with either any member of the alleged victim's family and no contact with any potential witnesses.
The judge also ordered all reports in the case to be sealed until the next hearing. She kept bond at $3 million. Emotions ran high in the courtroom. One woman walked out of the proceedings and yelled, "Kill him." Most family members had no comment as they left the courthouse after the arraignment. A cousin just wanted us to know how sweet Hailey Miller was. In Milford, Marissa Alter, News 12, Connecticut.
And we do have a link to the fundraising effort on our website and the News 12 app.
All right, and we're back. So in that clip that you heard and saw, that they had the arraignment hearing, $3 million bond set. Also, there's a GoFundMe page for Miss Miller and her son. She had a son of her own that was not her son that was in the apartment with her. That was his son, but she does have a son of her own, and there is a GoFundMe set up for that. So if you'd like to go and donate, please do so. We have another clip that we're going to get into, and I'll be right back.
More tonight about the 19-year-old woman and 2-year-old boy who were killed in a West Haven apartment.
Yeah, I read this happened on Saturday, and police still on the scene tonight. And so is your reporter Dylan Fearon, who's live on Malloy Road. Dylan.
Well, Brian, Irene, the front of the apartment building still taped off. Police back inside this morning, and the window between the 2nd and 3rd floors that the suspect jumped out of after stabbing the woman and child still broken as investigators try to piece all of this together. Police haven't confirmed any of the names of the 3 people involved in Saturday's double homicide. Sergeant Scott Allard is expected to soon, with autopsies being conducted today. But Nicolette Neely, speaking exclusively to Channel 3, tells us the 19-year-old woman stabbed to death was her cousin Hailey Miller. Police telling us they believe Hailey was dating the suspect. Saturday night, several people in the apartment building heard Hailey screaming, calling 911. Officers rushed over, found the suspect lying on the ground after breaking the window and jumping out. Then police found Hailey and a 2-year-old boy dead inside the apartment. Nicolette claiming the child is the son of the suspect, not related to Hailey, telling us her cousin leaves behind her own 3-year-old son. Hailey was working in healthcare, starting an eyelash business, and was applying to nursing school. She just moved into the Malloy Road apartment. Nicolette describes the moments when she arrived to the crime scene.
The second I got there, he's like, "Are you here to take care of me now, Nicolette, because mommy's gone?" And I didn't know what to say. And then he's like, "When I go back home, mommy's not going to be there. I don't see mommy."
If you're in an apartment complex like that and you hear some type of screaming or things that just don't sound right, is to call us immediately. let us get there, and hopefully we can solve anything before it gets too serious.
Now, the suspect is in the hospital right now, Brian and Irene. He was injured after jumping out of that window behind me. We also know a GoFundMe page has been set up for Hailey's family, and especially her 3-year-old son, Jackson. It has already raised more than $16,000. I'm your reporter live in West Haven, Dylan Fear, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Okay, so Miss Miller was working in healthcare. She was starting an eyelash business and applying to nursing school. So Miss Miller had a good head on her shoulders for a 19-year-old young lady. They said she had just moved into the apartment. I wonder how long was she in the apartment. We also heard from her cousin, Miss Nicolette Neely. She said when she went to pick up Miss Miller's son, that the son said, "Are you coming to take care of me now since mommy is gone?" It's just heartbreaking. It's just a sad, sad story. We got about 1 or 2 more clips we want to get into, then we're going to check out of here, all right?
Many people came out Sunday to rally behind Tyra Stewart and her family after her son was tragically stabbed to death. Family members saying instead of remembering him tonight, they should be celebrating his birthday in May. Family members are remembering a life lost way too soon.
Father, you know the reason why we are here.
2-year-old Hailey Fletcher died February 15th after police say his dad, Jevon Fletcher, stabbed him and his 19-year-old girlfriend, Hailey Miller, multiple times. Now his mom remembering him one story at a time.
As I wake up, the first thing I'm doing is smile. And for go sleep, and play with my ears.
And no matter how many times Tyra and her twin sister Tyler mimic Hailey, they know it won't bring him back.
And count down to 10, say, blaster! Or walkie, 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 hop, hop, hop. And then I always forget to say tiptoe, tiptoe. So you go tiptoe, tiptoe. Always reminds me. So now I'll never forget tiptoe, tiptoe.
Family and friends came out to Malloy Road in West Haven where the stabbings happened to remember the toddler. They lit candles, prayed, sang hymnals, and released balloons.
I feel grateful that we have all the support around us. I appreciate everyone for coming out.
Now both sisters mourn about all the things they will never get to do with their baby.
I'm just gonna go to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse because he started watching it now, so I'm gonna bring him to Disney World. And traveling, I can't wait to travel with my baby.
Tyra even told us how she got the name Tanaj.
My sister has a clothing brand. It's called Tanajic Couture. And I was just like, Tanajic Couture, Tanajic Couture, Tanaj. And I was just like, yeah, that's the name.
And although Tanaj is gone, families say he will live in their hearts forever.
I can't be sad. He wouldn't want me to be sad, you know? I cannot be sad. He's just always been a happy person, a joyful person.
West Haven police say 2-year-old Tanaj and 19-year-old Hailey Miller were stabbed to death by the boy's father, Jevon Fletcher, and he is expected back in court on March 13th. In West Haven, Kate Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
All right, everybody. Actually, that is the last clip that I got for you guys today. In that clip, we saw Miss Stewart. That was the 2.5-year-old boy that was stabbed with Miss Miller. That was his mother. Tanaj was the name of the boy. They held a vigil for him. It's just a very sad, sad story. We're going to keep an eye on it, though. I want to try to get some more information on it. And when I do, I'll bring that information back to you. He also is going to be going back to court in March. When we get that court date and he goes to court, we'll come back with an update on that as well. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and share the video, and I will see you on the next one. All right? Peace.